don't we have some surprises to talk about in today's Chelsea news? Because out from nowhere, we've confirmed yet again another signing for 2026. I got a lot to discuss today. I got a lot to unpack, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. Share your thoughts and opinions as always. And very quickly, my friends, if you guys are still planning on buying any of this season's incredible collections, I am your plug, my friends. Use my affiliate link in the card above or description and use Nini10 at checkout to get a full 10% off your final order, my friends. So, don't waste no more time. We do have some size restocks now for the third kit. Move fast because this bad boy sells out real fast. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's discuss today's latest reports. Now, for the first story, my friends, I want to talk about Mohamed Kudus because I feel like with today's reports, low-key, I've kind of been validated based on all the news I was talking about around Kudus this summer. I know some of you guys lost faith and heart in me. You're thinking, Nini, how have you become a professional capper? I backed you. I backed you since day one. And this is how you do me, bro? There's no purpose to you no more. I understand it. But today, The Athletic came through to kind of validate some of the things I was telling you guys. And I'm going to highlight this particular part right here. And I'm going to read it out to you. Here, personal terms were agreed, but there was a stumbling block. We offered West Ham 40 million and Dewsbury Hall in the deal, but the offer was rejected. Both clubs failed to reach an agreement and Dewsbury was sent to Everton, where he's cooking right now with Grealish, for around 30 million in August. Here, more information as well. We were the front runners. Our plan was to sign him in time for the Club World Cup. This was not cap that I was saying. In the end, negotiations just didn't work in our favor. And as I keep stressing to you guys all the time here, it basically came down to the fact that we had to sell before we could buy, with Noni Madueke being key to that. Reading it here from The Athletic, Chelsea, however, did not lose hope of signing Kudus. They needed another attacking winger in Madueke to move to Arsenal first. But due to Chelsea's interest, Tottenham wanted assurances from Kudus first that he was keen to join because they feared Chelsea would attempt to hijack the deal. Kudus gave Tottenham his words, where he felt he would get more playing time as opposed to Chelsea, and he completed the 55 million switch. Now, the context I was trying to provide was that Kudus definitely wanted the move. We couldn't engineer it at the time. We have to also remember, back in 2023, before he signed for West Ham, we reached agreements with him again, but then we offered Ajax a ridiculous amount of money, less than half of the 37 million that Kudus eventually went to West Ham for. So there was a lack of faith. I mean, you add on top of the fact that he signed with a new sporting agency as well. This was their big marquee sale of the summer. There was guaranteed money from Spurs, who could make the move happen. They had West Ham by the stranglehold. West Ham ideally were waiting for us to come back. They hoped a bidding war would mean they could sell him for more money. But they had to sign their left back from Slavia Prague. He was attracting interest. They were stalling that deal, waiting to get big bucks for Kudus, as they realized that we needed a lot more time and wasn't making anything more official past that, past the, money plus Dewsbury Hall offer. They couldn't wait any longer and they accepted Spurs' deal. This is why he did not sign for us, and this is why things did not materialize. Now, part of me will always think to myself, why did we not maybe prioritize Kudus first over maybe Gittins? But then I think to myself, okay, if you long out the Gittins deal even longer, then maybe Bayern Munich are able to talk into his ear and persuade him to sign for them instead. And we couldn't afford to do that for a long-term target. So in the end, credit to Spurs for moving aggressively, playing the market, because, bro, most clubs are going after the same players. I will always feel like we missed out on Kudus. The fact that we prioritize many dribbling pro type of, carrying pro type of players like your Xavi Simons, Boanote, Ben Seguir we found out about recently, plus a lot more, tells you that this was the profile needed. When I was telling you that he signed agreed personal terms, that was not cap. He did. He spoke to Maresca. Maresca really wanted this guy, yeah? really wanted him. But I guess in the end, time worked against us for sure. And I guess maybe Kudus and his team didn't really trust Chelsea to come through. And they didn't want to like ruin an opportunity that was guaranteed at Spurs, where listen, as a fallback option, he's playing Champions League football and he's guaranteed to play week in, week out. So that's the reality behind why we were not able to sign Kudus in the summer. It's a shame. I feel like if I saw him alongside Palmer, Estevao, Joao Pedro, this is a serious Premier League attack. And having that, the best dribbler in the league, complementing your Palmers and your Estevaos and Pedros, bro, for me, that's next level attack. So that's everything behind the failed move for Mohamed Kudus. But don't be threatened right now, my friends, because with missed opportunities come new opportunities. And we discussed this afternoon's breaking reports. And that's the fact that today we have reached an agreement to sign Emanuel Emegha from Strasbourg. He is set to sign a pre-contract deal to sign for us. This really surprised me. It came out from absolutely nowhere. I was working on the preview. I need to get back to this after this news video. But as we're seeing here, the club's official website, we've agreed a deal to sign Emanuel Emegha. He will join us in 2026. Last season, he bagged 14 goals in 22 appearances. This news was then later confirmed by The Athletic. We know that Emegha is set to sign a 7-year deal at Chelsea Football Club. And he's already been spotted at Cobham holding the shirt. So, yeah, this is a player that many clubs in Europe have shown a lot of interest in. And I imagine that we've kind of gone in there to kind of just beat out the competition immediately, because Emegha's been very interested in moving to the Premier League and also signing for us. And it does kind of continue this pattern of how we're using Strasbourg as the ultimate finishing school, as like a level above what we originally used to use Vitesse Arnhem for, back when your Mounts and Broges and co would find their loan spells there. So yeah, this is a big report. This is a massive story. Emegha is a Chelsea player for next season. But then naturally the question marks come in, man. And in my opinion, Chelsea are kind of communicating with their transfer strategy and policy. Now listen, yeah, you will not get a free meal at this football club. Easy meals do not exist. Whatever crumbs are on this table, you will fight for them. And Emegha will be fighting alongside the Lap, Gu, Joao Pedro, and who else we decide to sign up front. We also got talents like Miyuka and many other men on loan as well. So yeah, I can't even tell you exactly what the plan is for Emegha. Are we planning on having 3 strikers next season? It feels a bit excessive. I can't see that. Or is Emegha the guy that we feel can have an impact? And could this maybe mean question marks on Liam Delap? Like if he doesn't smash out the park this season, what could happen? Could that even mean maybe Joao Pedro finding himself a bit deeper to accommodate another striker? It makes a lot of sense, but I also feel like we are set to see Pedro play a lot of games up front, especially when Cole Palmer is reintegrated back into the first team. So you can't just dismiss that. I think Emegha is definitely an interesting move. A part of me though, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really saying like I'm that excited by him, but I've learned to keep a very open mind. I do feel like in terms of his attributes, he's one of the fastest strikers in Europe. The guy is electric, 6'5". But I want to see improvements in this game. At Chelsea Football Club, you won't be a striker that's just ending moves and finishing them, yeah? You're going to need to add a lot more to your game. And I'm hoping this season, because he's still young, that's the thing, yeah? He's still young. He can hone his craft. He can add to his game. Focus more on the evolution. I want to see him linking up and combining more, bringing other people into the game. Because when you come to Chelsea, you're not going to have these open last line defenses that you can play with. Yeah, once upon a time, we saw Timo Werner having all that joy at RB Leipzig. And I said at the time, the guy scores the same 5 goals all the time. I've not really seen maybe like the full repertoire of Emegha's shooting abilities and striking abilities. But I think he has promise to his game. That physiology, the height, his understanding and movement. It's Cavani-esque a little bit. The curve runs, the unrelenting willingness to keep on running, keep on running, keep on running. Top strikers have that, and top strikers command top service when you're constantly looking to get on the receiving end of moves. I think we'll watch him with close eyes. I think seeing how he performs in Europe for Strasbourg will be a big thing. Do big things in the Conference League, maybe win it. Yeah, that will give us maybe good signs that this guy is ready for the step up. But on the other hand, I also think to myself, listen, question marks on Nico Jackson. Let's see if Bayern, of course, buy him ultimately in the end. In my opinion, I feel like Bayern will probably renegotiate a cheaper deal to buy him, and I don't think we'll say no to that. But you know, I just keep thinking to myself, you know, what will be the ultimate long-term play for all these strikers? You know, it's a lot. It's a lot to have. It's a lot to use. Yeah, I can't give you a strong answer. I'm so used to transfers at my football club that the dopamine doesn't even hit me anymore now. I'm past the dopamine levels. It's like, oh, a new signing. Oh, okay, cool. That's interesting. That's something to think about. Let's see what's happening here. But at the same time, I'm not here to paint a negative light. Not at all. I'm just here to paint like a both sides argument. This will be something I'll think about a lot throughout the season. And with me, I'm always happy to be proven wrong because I don't talk out of ego to validate stupid insecurities or whatever. I just want to have pure ball talk. That's how I do things. So how are you guys feeling about Emegha coming next season? This is where you leave your thoughts and opinions now, because maybe you guys are seeing this situation differently to me, because I'm kind of reacting to things right now. So yeah, make sure you guys leave your full thoughts and opinions below. Get involved in the conversation. But right now, my friends, let's discuss some more big news around the football club. And as we learned yesterday, my friends, Chelsea have been charged by the FA for breaching FA regulations around agents. It's been a big story that's broken. I think it's been a bigger story to fans who had no idea that this has been simmering behind the scenes now at Chelsea for many years. This ain't new to us. We all remember those Cyprus report leaks that came out, which show that Roman Abramovich was using backdoors, of course, to pay off agents to be able to give us a competitive advantage in the market. We did it for Willian. We did it for Eden Hazard. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, I'm going to sound absolutely mad. But low-key, I know that clubs kind of cheat and play the game a little bit. You got to, you know what I mean? All I'm saying is I'm glad that we cheated in a way which allowed us to bag an Eden Hazard. Because imagine if we never had him because we played it unfairly. Bro, things are looking completely different. I'm not justifying it, yeah? I'm just saying I appreciate the lengths we went to ensure that at times, if we had to bag, we had to bag. So it is what it is. But going to the story, my friends, 74 charges from the FA because we paid agents and made intermediary payments as well. This happened, of course, between 2009 and 2022. Yeah. We have until the 19th of September to answer these charges. But listen, Clearlake knew exactly what was going to go down. They knew that they had to brace themselves for this, and they've been preempting things, and they've made sure that they've been working alongside the FA to find the best possible course of action. That's a responsible thing to do, which tells you that we won't be getting hit with any ridiculous historic point deductions like all these rival fans who've had no idea about this story. It's just like hit them out from nowhere and they can't believe their minds are losing their stuff right now. But of course, going back to Clearlake, since 2022, due to due diligence, they found incomplete historic reportings and we've been self-reporting to all the correct governing bodies. The corporation led to a 10 million UEFA fine, and it's believed that the fine will be quite similar from the FA because we've been cooperating from a very, very early basis. Of course, who knows if we get hit with other punishments, things like financial fines, transfer embargoes, point deductions, which I don't really expect. Maybe, worst comes to worst, a transfer embargo. But low-key, I think with our business as well, in terms of why we decided to accelerate the efforts for a multi-network club, I think we prepared for any type of worst possible scenarios. Could this explain why maybe Emegha and Kenda and Daenerys and Co are coming in time for 2020? Bro, what happened there, man? My mind is glitched out. But as I'm saying, could that maybe be why we're bagging signings in time for 2026? So get ready for any type of possible nonsense. Potentially, we're going to make sure we cover every single possible avenue, right? So let's see what happens with this report. At the moment, I'm not too fearful. I think the club, they're ready for whatever. I don't think we'll get hit with something mad out from nowhere, not with how we've been cooperating over a long point of time. Because of how much we know about this already, low-key, it kind of feels like a bit of a non-story in a way, because it's not that sensationalized for us fans who've been living this reality, right? Of course, you know, where do Clear Lake and Bowley stand now? Of course, transparency and provision helps. Coverage notes that Chelsea withheld earmarked 100 million at sale to cover potential liabilities. That was at the beginning of the buyout. So they've always prepared for the fines that would take place because of the full transparency. Obviously, the key message that you guys need to get is that we're arguing cooperation. There is no PSR advantage. PSR is not included. This is purely about backhand agent deals. This is what's going on right now. So that's a completely separate situation. So right now, of course, we have until next Thursday, of course, to comply. I'm sure things are going to be calm, you guys. And it's another reminder that if, let's say, we weren't bought out, I just don't know what the future of Chelsea would be looking like right now with everything that would have hit us under Roman Abramovich. Listen, we respect him for what he did, 100%. But there wasn't that business plan supporting the investment, which would have helped us in the long term. So for the future of the club, I think maybe it was the correct decision for everyone, because Chelsea will live on past all of us, my friends. So share your thoughts and opinions on the charges. How you man feeling about that? And let's end things with the final story today, my friends. Very interesting, quick report. And we've learned that we express interest in one of the emerging talents in Ligue this season. His name is Alexis Vossah. He plays for Toulouse. He's come from their renowned academy. And this guy scored a banger in Toulouse's 3-6 defeat to Paris Saint-Germain right near the end of the game. He's 17 years old, but he's made 2 starts. He's bagged 49 appearances so far. And we learned from reports coming out from Le 10 that we in fact tried to make an effort to sign him last summer. We placed an €8 million offer, which was very tempting, but was immediately rejected by Toulouse management, who want to bet on this talent for the future, who want to back him, who know that with game time, with more development, he could be flipped for 4, 5, 6 times the value in the future, right? He's 6'3", he's played in defense, he's played as a DM, but it seems like maybe box-to-box is his main qualities. You know, he's ambidextrous, very strong with his left foot and his right foot. Physically, at 17 years old, 6'3", the guy is built, bro. The guy is not normal. He's also captained many age groups across his years as he's been developing as a football player. He has good vision, and he's a player to watch out for this summer, this season in Ligue 1. But at the same time, as I keep stressing, man, at Chelsea Football Club, it is dog eat dog. No crumbs are left. We'll keep on buying. We'll keep on buying. And listen, there's always going to be a conversation around maybe the ethics. Is it the right way to maybe, bank on improving a team? Because obviously you're treating these guys more like investment tools over like humans, where there's variables, right? With the right type of conditioning and game time and minutes and, injury permitting. That could be the difference where you hit potential that no one even foresaw. So you're kind of banking on the fact that you feel like you've kind of clocked these guys' development from so young, which isn't necessarily always the case, right? You've seen with players like Hugo Chukwu, who looked promising. He didn't look bad when he played for us. Let's keep it real. But the opportunities just stopped coming based on a new manager coming in. And all of a sudden, he's found himself in Burnley, where the guy could have been at Rennes still, playing, developing, playing in Europe, and I guarantee he'd be in a much better place in his career right now. So that's the conversation that if you guys want to have, let me know in the comment section, right? But in the meantime, my guys, I'm going to bounce and keep things moving. Another long news video, which I don't always intend to do. It keeps happening right now. I'm going to keep on working to refine and condense these stories for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys later with the match preview for Brentford, so stay tuned. Love, cool.